I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a radio announcer. I'm a high school football coach. And since I was old enough to stand on the side of a stream next to my dad, I've been an angler. I've fished with bait, lures, and flies. I've fished with spinning gear, fly rods, jigging poles, and tip-ups. I've stood on ice, waded rapids, and been tossed about the deck of a boat. And I want you to love fishing, be it freshwater or salt, heavy flows, high seas, or cutting through a foot of ice, as much as I do, no matter what the quarry, no matter the tactics, no matter the chosen tackle. Welcome to Yankee Fisherman. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Yankee Fisherman. Thursday, November 12th. A lot going on in fishing. If you haven't seen it on social media, you've got a 6-year-old kid down in Long Beach Island, New Jersey, reeling in a striper about the same size as him. I think there was a 2-pound difference there. Great footage. There's a kid who's going to be hooked on fishing, which is kind of what we're trying to do here with the show. A lot going on in our area, in and around southwestern Connecticut. Some fishing outings going on. Salmon stocking programs just wrapping up for the year. A lot of trout still to be had. Guys are still catching them out on the Sound, blues, some stripers there. You've got this morning a big grant being announced down in Stratford, and we'll have more on that next week. Bass Pro opening up less than a week away. We've got a lot coming up in terms of future shows, some trips to the Farmington, trips up to Massachusetts, fly tie-in segments. We've got a Christmas show coming up. Today we're going to focus on the veterans. Yesterday was Veterans Day, 11/11. But let's today, November 12th, and every other day, think about their sacrifice and what we can do to help those who gave of themselves and maybe gave more than we might realize. We were up at Art of the Angler up in Danbury last weekend. We talked to a number of people, among them 2 programs that are working to help vets through fishing, and they need the help of all of us anglers to accomplish their missions and show those who may have come back with things, some extra baggage that they have to deal with. Show them they can put it aside and go out to the stream. And here's some of them. We're going to start with Jim Iannone. Jim is working with Project Healing Waters in Connecticut. John Kovach, Yankee Fisherman at Art of the Angler in Danbury. We are with Jim Iannone. Jim is involved with Project Healing Waters. He's involved with Trout Unlimited. We're talking, as Veterans Day is this time of year, with Jim about getting Project Healing Waters going in Connecticut. Jim, tell us about some of what you're doing.
Well, basically, I just want you to know I am a Marine, so once a Marine, always a Marine. And the way this goes back and gets started, about 5 years ago, the Trout magazine coming out of Trout Unlimited had a little blurb in it about if you wanted to get involved with Project Healing Waters, to call someone back at TU National and get involved. I made the calls, and I ended up starting a program at the Newington VA facility for Project Healing Waters, and we started in May of 2012. The intent of the program, and my short tagline for it, is to help the disabled veteran become whole through fly fishing. And there's a uniqueness in that statement, in that we are looking for veterans who have some disability classified in the VA system, and to try and get them into this beautiful aura and aroma that we have of fly fishing, and to get them tying. The tying leads to understanding entomology, maybe getting into rod building, and wanting to do other things, with fishing. The group that I'm running, we're supporting a group of Vietnam-era veterans predominantly. I have the total core is about 55 to 58 veterans. when I have the fly tying classes, will be between 5 and 8, and we do a monthly class at the facility. And I also then take them out fishing on the Farmington River. We have a place that we call Gill's Landing up in the Riverton area of Connecticut. And a second lake that we go to belongs to a Dr. Children in Litchfield, and we've got a 5-acre bass pond. So those are our 2 annual outings. And we sort of work with them, we get them tying flies, we teach them some casting, and we're working to get out into the vet population within Connecticut. In 2016, I'm actively going after an outreach to more veterans. I'm trying to reach out to the current conflict veterans, those that may be suffering quite specifically from post-traumatic stress disorder or the brain trauma scenarios, to see if we can't get them into the program, learning how to tie flies, expressing an interest in fishing and using that as a continuum in their thought process. Once a vet gets into the program and becomes imbued in the program does support trips to Montana, to Alaska. We do outings. I have not organized any fundraisers as yet in Connecticut, but that's something that I'm thinking about for 2016 to see if we can, in fact, expand beyond just my one location at the Newington VA.
What can anglers, what can our viewers do to help you expand Project Healing Waters in Connecticut?
Well, it's twofold. It's a twofold project. One is to get the audience. I've got to be able to reach out to the veteran that needs the help, and that is a bit of a difficulty. If someone is suffering from the conditions we're talking about, they're not too readily coming out and coming forward. They have to be sort of really solicited and worked with, and once you even make contact with them, they may withdraw. So there's a very tough dynamic there. And what I would ask is, if anyone knows any veteran who is suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, talk to them about the program. You can go to projecthealingwaters.org, look at the website. Tremendous stuff, tremendous videos that give you testimonial stories of fellows who have been in the program, amputees, no legs, they had brain trauma, and they found something in the program to help them become whole. Once I get that audience, I then need volunteers. I need people who are willing to go to these sessions to help tie flies, to instruct. If I get them on the river, to go up there and tie knots, get them on the river, get them standing, getting the fly rods rigged up for them, and that sort of thing. So it's a twofold prong. One is the continuing aspect of support, volunteerism to the support, and the other is actually recruiting the participants. So that's the dilemma, and that's sort of my goal for 2016, to see if I can get that together.
Can people reach you to try to get involved in this program?
Yeah, by all means. 2 ways. Go to projecthealingwaters.org. You can go to Farmington Valley TU, which is fvtu.org. There is a link there to me as the program lead for Project Healing Waters. And John, when he puts this together, can publish my email address and my cell phone number. I have no problem with getting any phone calls, any interest.
And we will do that, Jim. Great job. Let us know how we can help you get this project to the veterans that need it. Jim Iannone, Project Healing Waters in Connecticut, thank you very much.
Thanks, John. Thank you.
And thanks to Jim Iannone, Project Healing Waters in Connecticut. I actually had heard Jim speak a few nights before that interview up at the Connecticut Council of Trout Unlimited about trying to get Project Healing Waters to grow here in Connecticut and help veterans who might benefit from some time in the water, from fly tying, from just being around people in similar situations. Just literally feet from where that interview was taped. We ran into some other people. A mutual friend introduced us, and they had come down from Maine, and they're with a group up there. They travel the region, similar work, but they're also reaching out, as we think about veterans this week, to help those who served and might need a little bit of support when they come back to the home front. These guys are trying to get them back in the mainstream.
Yankee Fisherman at Art of the Angler. We're just meeting two guys doing a lot to help veterans. This is back in the mainstream, Maine spelled M-A-I-N-E. It's the state. We've got Bob Pelletier and Mark Bilodeau.
That's correct.
Joining us, both veterans.
Yes, sir.
And you're both working through back in the mainstream to use fishing to help veterans who have come home. Tell us what you do.
We're a nonprofit out of the state of Maine where we put disabled veterans on the water for different fishing trips, whether it be saltwater or freshwater, or as long as it's fishing.
Absolutely. The state of Maine gives us an opportunity to do all kinds of different types of fishing, so we've taken advantage of that. Wading, drifting, ocean, rivers, A to Z, and our focus is grabbing those disabled vets and bringing them out and giving them experience that they normally wouldn't be able to get on their own. We've been pretty lucky by engaging people and getting some interesting opportunities.
What do the veterans get out of the time spent fishing?
A lot of different things, but peace, a little solitude, friendship, camaraderie.
And they also get a chance to forget about their disabilities. Everybody's out there fishing, and that's what they're concentrating on, and the disabilities seem to disappear when you got a fly rod in your hand.
Now, how long has Back in the Mainstream been working with veterans?
Around 2.5 years, 3 years, right in that ballpark. We started like about 3 years ago, and we faltered a little bit, and as we've gotten a little bit more knowledgeable about what we're doing, we've gotten better, and we've grown the organization immensely.
How do veterans find out about your services?
They can find out through the local VA, whether it's the one in Togus or the satellite VA offices that they have.
Yeah, through the state.
Word of mouth, social media, through Facebook, and we have our own web page. And most of it is through word of mouth and social media.
Events like this also. We come to events like this and we spread the word. There's a lot of things like this going on in Maine as well. And we visit fly shows and a bunch of different types of shows back home, and we approach veterans that way.
What can those who want to support the veterans that are helped by Back in the Mainstream do to help you guys?
Well, there's, like every organization, we're built on multiple legs, and for us, money, trips, and volunteers and veterans, those are the legs that we stand on for the success of this organization. So if you're a volunteer and you're interested, give us a ring. If you're a veteran that's disabled with a 10% disability rating or greater, give us a ring. If you're somebody who wants to host us, give us a ring. And we're not opposed to taking any money.
Now, one of the things that I've seen here is you've got some fly boxes here that are embossed, handcrafted by disabled Maine veterans. Tell us about that program.
Sure. Well, Don Taylor, he was around here earlier, he lives up in Mount Vernon, and he's got a wood shop at his house, and we make different projects. Right now we're doing a sign project for King of Bartlett. We've done some fly boxes, we've done some fly rod cases, and all of these items, some of the vets get together on a fairly regular basis, put these items together, and we sell them to continue our program.
And the action of fishing, the action of building and assembling these boxes, this all serves as kind of, I guess, vocational therapy for some of the disabled veterans, allows them to work to learn how to move better and heal a little bit from what's happened.
There again, it takes their mind off their disabilities. We have folks that are working on these that are blind. We have folks that are working on these that may not have any hands, or they're a quadriplegic, and it gives them a purpose. And it gets there again, it gets them away from their disabilities, and all they think about is fishing and doing projects like this.
It is therapeutic, and when you get out and you just hook up with other people who have disabilities, and you watch the way that they adapt and overcome their issues, sometimes yours aren't so big. And to me, that's kind of a lot about what we do. You know, we hook up with other people, other veterans, and life is not as bad. I mean, there's just all kinds of problems out there, and when you see what's going on and you hook up with people, it does make you feel pretty good.
Bob, Mark, thank you for your service, and thank you for what you're doing to help these disabled veterans. How can viewers who might want to help out find out how to do so?
They can go on social media. We have backinthemainstream.org. They can go to our Facebook page at BITMS.
Facebook.
And that's on Facebook.
At mainstream.org for Twitter, and like Bob said, www.backinthemainstream.org is our Facebook page. You can jump off everywhere from there.
Yep.
Guys, thank you so much, and let us know how we can help going forward.
Appreciate it, John.
Thank you very much.
Fall bite is heating up. Albies, bonita, blackfish, alligator blues, and stripers are following the large schools of bait in the Long Island Sound. This is the time to visit the New England coast, and the Dock Shop can get you outfitted with the latest fishing gear, jackets, hats, gloves, and fleece. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, simply love the New England coast. This is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark Building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Darien Sport Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sport Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances. Where community comes first. A place where there's more than one kind of interest. Where automation will never replace consideration. Where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
Want to thank Bob and Mark from Back in the Mainstream, that's Maine with an E, for taking some time to talk to us about what they're doing up north. All this efforts to help veterans around Veterans Day. I'll say it again. Let's expand it past November 11th and expand it past Memorial Day and try to help these guys. Thank them for their service, and if they need a hand, let's be there to give it to them, and maybe we can introduce them to fishing and help them feel a little more at ease with some of the adjustments they might have to make. So reach out to Project Healing Waters. We've had them on before, Back in the Mainstream, any of those organizations. Your local TU chapter can likely help you with that. So can your local tackle shop. We're going to start what we're going to make kind of a regular segment here right now, and that's kind of a fly tying thing, and we'll throw some lure making in there, just kind of fishing hints, just things that you can do. We'll start it with fly tying because we spent both days up at Art of the Angler, up at the Ethan Allen Inn in Danbury. That was sponsored by the Catskill Fly Fishing Center and Museum. We thank them for their hospitality, and we thank all the guys who we got to hang out with, and girls. Spent a lot of quality time there, met a lot of nice people. Some it was a reunion, some it was first time, and we've got some big names coming up in future shows that we taped up there at Art of the Angler when we get to those tapes on Yankee Fisherman presented by the Dock Shop. So right now what we're going to do is start what we're going to call an Art of the Angler segment. We're going to start it with a Connecticut tyer. He's up in Torrington, Sean Britton. He's going to tie a real simple fly for those of you who are out for steelhead, which a lot of you are based on what I'm seeing on social media. Sean Britton.
We're at Art of the Angler in Danbury with Sean Britton, Flies by Britton in Torrington, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. Flies by Britton.
And
Torrington, Connecticut.
Sean, what's on the advice today?
Yeah.
This is going to be a purple egg pattern with a little bit of double V-chain eyes. Don't use any lead. A lot of guys go up Pulaski or up north or up that area. So we keep it lead free, but a little different. Purple's good.
Weight on it?
Yep. Just a little bit of weight on the egg, not much. We want it to be kind of natural.
Not that much.
And the purple and blues seem to be good, especially early in the morning, but guys just like that color anyway. Always a good color combination to have, as opposed to orange or roe or anything else. Just good to have in a box.
He uses deer
Plus,
hair.
I got to get some done for a guy this week, so.
She wants to know how you make things.
With deer hair, you just stick it out.
I'm just going to do a little thread base on there.
Puts a lot on and then trims it.
Just gonna seal it with
makes
some
a
lacquer
mess all
today.
over the place. And then he ties like
hit it with
little
UV
bows
later.
on it, and he glues the eyes, puts little whiskers.
I've cut that bead chain,
Ties the tail
about
on.
4 sections off a small or medium bead chain, using my utility scissors. Don't want to ruin your good scissors.
No, you have to have two pairs. You gotta have a pair for cutting wire.
Or at least-
you gotta have a pair for
At least if you're on camera, you could use your $50 scissors when nobody's looking. I'm going dead center because I need. I'm just going to go a couple wraps behind, a couple wraps in front. This is actually a new ultraviolet brush from Enrico Puglisi.
Doesn't waste the deer.
So
Yeah, she doesn't like because you have to kill
it's a new egg brush. Pretty cool stuff.
But we use
Very strong too. So
Yeah.
Tying flies.
a little more lacquer. It's not a plastic dry, so that stuff won't show to keep it nice and strong. I'll wrap it, I'll pull some back, get it out of its own way a little bit if I can. Once I get close, I'll just do one pass over the center
Soft, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's soft.
and then come in front of it twice.
So that bead chain will be like a discoloration in the middle of the egg.
Yeah, you know, it's just an accent. I just try and tie it a little different. This gentleman here fished a lot of
Yeah, it ticks.
double bead chain nymphs and stuff like that. And I said, hey, can you do some eggs with bead chain? I'm like, sure.
Ticks are not good.
All right.
You did?
Cinch that down.
Yeah. You gotta check.
A little bit of thin lacquer on there.
Fine. Yeah.
And get them before they get in, yeah.
You like that one?
I don't mind. Flies a little scruffy like me.
We get them where we are too. I mean,
It'll get the job
last
done.
year I had one.
And it's a strong fly. And it's purple.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to catch the eye in a steelhead. And that was a very quick tie. You're going
Ah,
to
very simple tie. It's a big pattern.
fluff
Now
that
this
up a little bit.
hook is just a tad bigger.
What
You know,
size hook was on it?
it's what he wanted. This is actually a salmon steelhead size 4, but
So that's a good size
this
fly.
material is perfect for 6 and 8 and smaller eggs. But you know, the guy wants a little bit larger gap and good hook set. So I think it's gonna be fine. Nice little egg pattern.
Purple egg fly with Sean Britton here
Yes,
at Art of the
sir.
Angler.
All right.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, buddy.
Welcome back to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop. We want to thank Sean Britton of Flies by Britton for showing us that little purple egg fly that the steelheads seem to love. I'm hoping some of the people watching got out there. Like I said, based on what I'm seeing on social media, a lot of people are making the trip out for the steelhead out to Pulaski. We're going to take a time out, come back, and wrap things up on this edition of Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop on the HAN Network. While the temperatures are cooling down, the fall bite is heating up. Albies, bonita, blackfish, alligator blues, and stripers are following the large schools of bait that are abundant in the Long Island Sound. If you love the New England coast during autumn, this is the time to be on the water. The latest from Shimano, Quantum, Avet, Hoagie, Phase 2 and more are in stock and ready to go at the Dock Shop. And don't mind those fall breezes with jackets, hats, gloves, and fleece from Grundens and Stormer. The Dock Shop will keep you warm and dry. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
Healthy, confident smiles begin at Stratford Orthodontics. Conveniently located on Main Street, we are Stratford's hometown orthodontist. We offer the latest in orthodontic technology, including Damon braces and Invisalign. We always accept new patients. Call today to schedule a complimentary consultation. 203-375-8332. Stratford Orthodontics, 2499 Main Street, Stratford. 203-375-8332. And online at stratfordsmile.com.
Here at the Darien Sports Shop, we are very excited about our newly redesigned men's department. Gentlemen, if you're shopping for work, weekend, or wedding, we've got the latest styles and trends inside our spacious new department just for you. We have vast selections from Peter Millar, Vineyard Vines, Johnny O, Duckhead, Barber, and so much more. And you can even walk out of the store in the new Wolverine 1,000-mile men's boot. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
Does buying a car leave you feeling like you're chasing your tail? Head straight to Pamby Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram and take car buying in a whole new direction.
In Pound Ridge since 1993, the Wine Connection is one of America's best wine shops. Visit our beautiful store for the greatest in wine and knowledgeable service. With wonderful values from around the world to collectibles for your cellar, we are your one-stop source. Visit our online shop at wineconn.com and make sure to sign up for email updates. With great offers, new arrivals, and special events, don't miss all the action at The Wine Connection, including tastings every weekend. The Wine Connection, located at 32 Westchester Avenue, Pound Ridge, New York.
Welcome back to Yankee Fisherman, presented by the Dock Shop on the HAN Network. John Kovach with you from our Shelton studio. Thanks Sean Britton again, plus the guys who talked to us about veterans, Jim Iannone, and the guys from back in the mainstream. Again, help them help the veterans out. Big news coming up in the next week. Bass Pro is opening. It's an exciting time for a lot of people. Just don't forget your little fly shops and your little tackle shops too. Guys like the Dock Shop, guys like some of the ones around the Bridgeport area. Remember them when you need stuff, when you need the local knowledge. But a big event, and that's Wednesday the 18th. Bass Pro's grand opening. Ceremony starts at 6, ribbon cutting 6:30. They just announced the VIPs who are going to be there. Johnny Damon, former Red Sox and Yankee. Brant McGee, he's a former private military contractor and survival expert. He's been on Alone on the History Channel. A couple of guys from Wicked Tuna. We had Dave from FVTuna.com when we were up at the Hartford Boat Show last February. Bill Hollywood Muniz and TJ Ott, both going to be on hand at Bass Pro for the opening Wednesday the 18th. Jimmy Houston Outdoors. He doesn't need a lot of introduction. George Poveromo from George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing, another good one. Pedro Soares, he is director of the Mexican Bass Fishing Circuit. Roland Martin, just a legend. What more can you say? Rob Keck, he is a Redhead Pro Hunting Team member. He's the host of Bass Pro Shops Outdoors World on the radio. And Teresa Vale, she is the host of Outdoor Channel's Limitless with Teresa Vale on television, a member of the She Outdoor Pro staff. 50 cents of every dollar spent Wednesday night, the 18th, at Bass Pro is going to go to the DEEP and to the Bureau of Natural Resources and America's Wildlife Museum and Aquarium. DeMarco Constructors, LLC, sponsors of the grand opening event Wednesday, the 18th. Again, ceremony at 6, ribbon cutting 6:30. I plan to be there with Trout Unlimited. I know they're having some conservation organization set up with information there. We'll also have some more information next week about a grant that is being awarded in Stratford that is scheduled for this morning. Is designed to do some conservation, also get kids into the outdoors. Good stuff. Next week, we'll be back with another new edition of Yankee Fisherman presented by the Dock Shop. We'll have some footage from a great day fishing up in the Farmington. Till then, tight lines.